Hi, this is Mike from Motion Instruments, and today I want to show you some new features that will help you find the recording you're looking for. Some of our users have a couple hundred recordings or more, and it's starting to get difficult to find that recording you want. So we've come up with different ways to sort them, filter them, and display them on a map. So here's kind of how it works. So I'm going to bring up my list on this device. And the first thing I want to point out is the list that you see here is the list of recordings on your local device. So if you have multiple devices and you're using, say, iCloud to sync them, if you have iCloud turned on, all your devices, then they will all sync and you'll have the full list of recordings there. If you're using some other kind of cloud provider like Dropbox or Google, they won't appear in this list. Use the button in the bottom left-hand corner. It says Cloud Providers. That will bring up this view, and you can see I've got Google Drive here, and you can go through that method to find those recordings. But this list just shows what you have locally. So I've got this huge list here, and you can see like it can be kind of hard to find what I'm looking for. So the new features are in the bottom right-hand corner. You'll see some new buttons. There's a gear that brings up some settings. Next to that is a map. And next to that is a folder which has some filters. So let's start with the settings. So on the settings page, you can see you can sort now. Normally it's sorted by the name of the recording, but you can also sort by date. You can change the sort direction up or down. And you can add more details to each line, each row. You can add a subtitle, which can be the trail name or the notes that you've entered for that recording. And below that, you'll see the details. This is the date on the very right-hand side. Normally, we show the elapsed time, but you can change that to the year or make it go away. So I'm going to change this and show the trail name. And I'm going to show, let's just do that. So here now in the view, you can see on the right-hand side, I've got the year is 2019, and you can see many of these will have underneath the name. You can see there's a trail name now, the trail name and the conditions. So that can help you. These are sorted right now still by name. So if I go to the very top, you'll see it starts with A's and B's and so on. But I can change that to sort by date. And so now you can see it's starting with all the way back to 2018, sorting down to, at the bottom, 2021. But I could change that to sort. I can change the sort direction right here. And now it's the opposite. So if I go to the very top, it's the very latest. So now the very latest recording would show up right at the top. So that's pretty much the settings. You can also put your notes in the subtitle. Let's just look what that looks like. So here's one where the notes shows up under this recording near the top. So that's some handy features, but it's still a really long list. So I'm going to use some filters here. So I'm going to click on the folder. Now you can filter by year, trail name, and bike name. So I'm going to pick 2019. I can select multiple rows here. So I'm going to pick those two. Well, let's just do 2019. Hit next, and hit. So by default, all trails and all bikes. So if I hit go, now I'm going to only see the recordings for 2019. So that list is still too big. So I'm going to filter again. 2019, and I'm going to, so you'll notice here's the list of trails. So in 2019, there are 4 different trails. One is unnamed, but say I pick Trail of Wonders and Skids 2 and hit next and all bikes. So now the list is getting a little bit smaller, but it's still too big. So I'm going to click on 2019, those trails, and just the unnamed bike. So now, boom, I've got it down to 1 recording. So that's a way you can filter and get down just to that 1 recording. And now to reset those filters, just go back into the filters, hit all years, all trails, all bikes, and now I've got the full list again. So that's kind of how filters work. Now, I want to show, oh, by the way, at the very top, you'll notice the search bar is still there. That hasn't gone away. And, you know, if you just start typing, you'll see the list gets filtered. So now I've got 4 recordings on my list. I'm going to put these on a map view. So if I press the map button in the bottom right, it will draw a pin on the map where these recordings are. And you'll see I've got a couple here on the west coast of the US. Over here in Europe, I've got one. If I tap on that pin, it will give me the name of the recording and the trail name, and I can tap the little I button to load it. Also, if you have a cluster right here where it says 2 recordings, if I tap on that, it will zoom in and show me those 2, and then I can select one of them, hit the button, and it'll load the recording. So those are some new ways to find the recording you're looking for. If you have any other ideas of how to make this better, please let me know. I'd be happy to add them to the app. And thanks for watching.